Yo, welcome back to the Big Juicy Wrestling Channel. I'm your host, Big Juicy, aka Nate, and today I'm going to be predicting the 2025 Royal Rumble match. But before I do that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. With that being said, let's get on to my predictions. And just a quick heads up, I do apologize that the podcast has not been uploaded yet. I know I said it'd be uploaded this month, but I don't think it'll be uploaded until after Royal Rumble because we had a little bit of an audio issue with the video that we recorded, but we will be recording another video here soon. We're going to be shooting for after the Royal Rumble so we can review the Royal Rumble and also review Saturday night's main event and also review Raw, SmackDown, and AEW Dynamite, so please stay tuned for that. So how I'm going to be predicting the Rumble matches, I'm going to be predicting any surprise entrances that will be in each of the matches, and then I'll be predicting the final four of each match, and then I'll be predicting my winner of each match. We're going to be starting off the video with the Women's Royal Rumble match, and the surprise entrances in this Rumble match, I think there's a lot of women that are injured right now that could be coming back at this Royal Rumble match. I'm only going to be picking 4 for the women and 4 for the men. So the 4 women that I predict that will be surprise entrances in the Rumble match, I did go with Alexa Bliss. I think Alexa Bliss has been gone for a really long time. And it's been since the 2023 Royal Rumble, which is crazy to me. There's been so much that has happened since the 2023 Royal Rumble, and there's so many superstars that I would love Alexa Bliss to get in the ring with. And please, I just want the goddess Alexa Bliss back. I don't want a creepy version of Alexa Bliss. I'm not a big fan of her creepy version, if I'm being honest. I want the goddess because the goddess Alexa Bliss is one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time. She was so good when she was the goddess. With that being said, regardless what kind of Alexa Bliss we're getting, what character she's going to be playing, I think fans will be just happy that Alexa Bliss is back on our television screens. She did just have her kid not too long ago, so she's been on maternity leave. But I think she has been training to come back. She's been teasing it on her social media page. So I do think that Alexa Bliss will be returning at this Rumble match. Another surprise entrant that I do think will be returning as well. I do think that Becky Lynch will come back. She's been gone since King and Queen of the Ring when she lost to Liv Morgan. But I do think that it is time for Becky Lynch to come back. She did just renew her contract. And she was highlighted on some of the advertisement for Raw and Netflix, so I think it's time for her to come back soon. Becky Lynch, of course, will get a gigantic pop. She's been gone for a very long time. I don't think she's going to win the Rumble match, but I do think that she will be a very viable part of the Rumble match. She's going to be very important in this Rumble match. Another superstar that I think will be making their debut in the Rumble match is Jordynne Grace, the former TNA Knockouts Women's Champion. I think Jordynne Grace will be making her Royal Rumble debut. I think it'd be a great debut to have because Jordynne Grace is phenomenal. If you're not familiar with Jordynne Grace, please go watch some of her matches, because she's honestly one of the best women's wrestlers in professional wrestling right now, and she's the juggernaut. I mean, what else can I say? She has banging matches. She had a great match against Tessa Blanchard recently, and I think that her time in TNA is done. I think that she is ready to move on to WWE, to bigger and better things, because Jordynne Grace is just too damn good. So I do think that she will be debuting in this Rumble match. And the last prediction that I have is I didn't include any NXT talent because I do think that there will be NXT talent in both the men's and the women's matches, but I just didn't include them. The last surprise entrant that I do have in the women's match is, I think, the current TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich will be in this match, because it's just an ongoing tradition in the women's matches that the TNA Knockouts champion just comes out in the women's matches. I mean, in 2020, I think it was 2023, you had Mickie James come out. In 2024, you had Jordynne Grace. And I think it would be perfect if Masha Slamovich will come out in 2025. Have a stare-off with Jordynne Grace, maybe. Have a stare-off with other women's wrestlers as well. It'd be great. I don't think that she's going to be an important part of the Rumble match, but I think it'd be really cool to see the TNA Knockouts champion on WWE television again. But my prediction of the final 4 in the Women's Royal Rumble match, I think is going to be Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky. I think all 4 of these women are 4 of the powerhouses of the women's division. I mean, of course, you have Charlotte Flair, who already said that she's going to be in the Rumble match. She is a favorite amongst pro wrestling fans. Not my favorite, but favorite amongst pro wrestling fans to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. So I think she's definitely going to be in the final 4. Becky Lynch, I mean, it's Becky Lynch. She's the man. She's definitely going to be in the final 4, especially if she's coming back. And then Bianca Belair. I mean, how can you not have Bianca Belair? I think Bianca Belair is actually going to eliminate Jade Cargill from the match, which I'm very excited about because I think it's going to be Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. But my prediction on who's going to win the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble is Io Sky. I think it just makes sense. I think it makes sense. I think Io Sky should go on to face Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. It would be perfect. It would be perfect. And by the way, Rhea versus Io might be the match of the night at WrestleMania. Honestly. I mean, just think about it. Rhea Ripley had that amazing match against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39. Io Sky had that amazing match at WrestleMania 40 against Bayley. You put Rhea and Io together, they're going to make gold. Like, that's a dream match right there. That's almost like, I can see that being a 5-star classic match. Like, those 2 women are like 2 of the best in-ring competitors in WWE right now. And putting them 2 together in a WrestleMania match, I think, is amazing. And I think it'll be huge for Io Sky's career. She's had a great 2024, in my opinion. Not as great as her 2023, because, I mean, in 2023, she was the women's champion. But 2024 has been a great year for her. I think the fans have really started to get behind Io Sky as a babyface. And it'd be a great pop. It'd be a great moment. A lot of fans do think that Charlotte Flair is going to win. I don't think so. I think Charlotte Flair is going to win the Elimination Chamber and then go on to face Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. I do think she's going to lose to Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania to kind of solidify Tiffany Stratton as a main event star. But I do think Charlotte Flair will win the Elimination Chamber. I don't think she's going to win the Rumble match. My prediction is that Io Sky will win the Women's Royal Rumble match. Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. Can we just talk about how the tag titles are actually on the line at a PLE? Like, this is insane. Like, this hasn't happened since WrestleMania, which is crazy. Because the tag team division on SmackDown has been absolutely cooking. Like, Pretty Deadly's been amazing. Motor City Machine Guns have been amazing. Los Garzas has been amazing. And then you have, like, the Street Profits. And then you have, of course, the champions, DIY. Like, the SmackDown tag division has been absolutely amazing lately. So they absolutely deserve this PLE match. And honestly, the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY might be one of the best matches of 2025. Like, if they truly give these 2 teams time to cook in the ring, they're 2 of the best in-ring teams, like, in professional wrestling right now, in my opinion. Like, DIY really hasn't had that match yet. You know what I mean? Like, they haven't had that match that's really solidified them as fantastic champions. And Motor City Machine Guns haven't had a PLE match yet. So this is just amazing for both of these teams to get this opportunity, and amazing for the SmackDown Tag Division to get this opportunity, because honestly, the SmackDown Tag Division really deserves this match. The Raw Tag Division, on the other hand, there is none. So I can't really say anything about the Raw Tag Division because I have no idea what the hell they're doing over there. But This match truly will be the match of the night, I think, in my opinion. I think even over the Rumble matches, like, if they truly let these two teams cook, this could be one of the best matches of 2025. I do think that DIY will retain in this match. I do think that DIY will go on to WrestleMania as the tag team champions, because I think DIY has potential of being a fantastic heel tag team that could really carry the tag division. I think they'll eventually lose them to Call Me Crazy, Pretty Deadly. I think they're going to lose to Pretty Deadly at WrestleMania, which would be super cool. I think it's going to be a Fatal 4-Way, honestly. Maybe even a tag team ladder match. You add in like the Street Profits. Like, it's going to be like the DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Los Garza, Pretty Deadly, Street Profits, Fatal 5-Way tag team ladder match or something at WrestleMania. Pretty Deadly, I think, will be the next tag team champions. Call me crazy again, but truly, I think it's going to happen. But this match is going to be phenomenal. I'm so excited that the tag titles are actually getting featured on a PLE, but I do think that DIY will be retaining their tag team championships. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship and the Winged Eagle Championship in a ladder match. This match is going to be fun. I've been a very big fan of this feud. It's one of my favorite feuds in WWE right now. Not so much for Cody Rhodes in this feud, but Kevin Owens in this feud has been absolutely phenomenal. I think Kevin Owens is on the run of his career right now. I think this is the best as he's ever been in WWE. This is on par with his run in Ring of Honor as Kevin Steen, in my opinion. He is doing such an amazing job as this guy who thinks that he's just right, that he thinks that he's just the WWE champion because he technically did win because there was just no referee in the match. But his character has just been phenomenal. He's just truly reinvented himself, and I'm just so happy for Kevin Owens because I've always been a very big fan of Kevin Owens, but what they've been doing with him the past 3 years, I just haven't really been enjoying. But now that he's finally that they're letting him cook as a heel, I'm so happy about. I would love if Kevin Owens won the WWE Championship. I think that'd be amazing, but it's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. I mean, they're not going to take the title off of Cody Rhodes this close to WrestleMania. They're definitely going to have Cody Rhodes go into WrestleMania as the WWE champion. I do think that Kevin Owens is going on to WrestleMania to wrestle Randy Orton. When Randy Orton eventually comes back, I think that would be a fantastic match. I think it honestly should be a no disqualification match at WrestleMania. I'll get to who I think Cody Rhodes will wrestle in a little bit when I do my Royal Rumble men's predictions. But Kevin Owens, I think, would be a fantastic WWE champion. I want him to win this match. I just don't think it's going to happen. Unless, Sami Zayn, turns heel on Cody Rhodes and helps Kevin Owens win the WWE Championship. But that's highly, highly unlikely. But regardless, I'm excited about this match. I think it's going to be fantastic. I mean, Kevin Owens has a fantastic track record in ladder matches. I mean, if you haven't watched El Generico versus Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor in the Ladder Wars match, please go watch it. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. And also, Cody Rhodes also has a great track record in ladder matches. If you haven't watched Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara in a ladder match for the TNT Championship, also go watch that match. But this match is going to be great, but I do think that Cody Rhodes will be retaining his WWE Championship. And finally, what I think is going to be the main event, because the PLE is literally called the Royal Rumble, is the Men's Royal Rumble match. This one is so hard to predict because the Rumble card is just so stacked. You have John Cena in the Rumble match. You have Roman Reigns in the Rumble match. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. And then you also have people on the mid card like Braun Breaker, Shinsuke Nakamura, Penta. Sami Zayn, I think, is in the Rumble. Jey Uso's in the Rumble. There's so many people in the Royal Rumble match. This is honestly one of the most stacked Royal Rumble matches ever, in my opinion. But I do have a couple of surprise entrances. The first surprise entrant that I do want to talk about is The Rock. I this is a prediction of mine that I don't think is going to happen. I would love if it happened because, I mean, who doesn't love The Rock in professional wrestling? But, like, that pop is going to be insane if The Rock comes out. I think it'd be probably like the final boss coming out being like, hey, there's one more entrant. It's going to be 31. And then The Rock comes out. I don't think it's going to happen, though, just because of his promo that he cut on Raw on Netflix. And then he was toasting with Cody Rhodes and being all buddy-buddy with Cody Rhodes, which I really wasn't a big fan of. But I'm pretty sure that was just his way of telling us that don't get your hopes up for the Royal Rumble match, which I mean is fine. But I thought I'd include it in my surprise entrances, like predictions, because I mean it's a big name, and if The Rock does come back at the Rumble match, he's absolutely winning the thing. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it that The Rock doesn't win the Rumble if he comes back. But I just don't think it's going to happen, in my opinion. The second surprise entrant that I do think will be coming back at the Rumble match is Aleister Black. If you don't know who Aleister Black is, he was a big name on NXT, and he was also Malachi Black in AEW. His contract is now up with AEW, and he is not re-signed with AEW. So I don't know what his contract is like. I don't know if there's a no competition clause on his contract, so I don't know if he can compete at the Royal Rumble yet, but if he can compete at the Royal Rumble, I think he will be there. Aleister Black is a Triple H guy. Triple H loves Aleister Black. I mean, back in the black and gold days of NXT, Aleister Black did win the NXT championship at one point. And his wife, Zelina Vega, is also in WWE, so I think it's just a perfect match for Aleister Black to be back in WWE. I think he'd be a great addition to the mid-card scene, especially on SmackDown on the United States Championship picture. I think he'd be a fantastic United States champion. In my opinion, I think Aleister Black also could be a world championship if built correctly, but I just don't think he's ever going to get to that point. But I'd be happy with Aleister Black coming back to WWE. It's a gigantic loss for AEW, but AEW wasn't using him correctly, which kind of sucks because he could have been huge for AEW. But I do think that Aleister Black will be coming back at the Rumble. And my third surprise entrant that I do think will be at the Rumble is the current TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry. And I think Joe Hendry being in the Rumble match is just going to be a gigantic pop. I mean, everyone loves Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is like actually like really mainstream. Like a lot of like the wider audience of WWE actually knows who Joe Hendry is. And I think it'd just be a cool moment. I mean, he's not going to be like an important part of the Rumble match, but it would be cool to see the TNA World Championship on WWE television after the deal that they have now. And Joe Hendry in the Rumble match. I think everyone's been wanting that. His time in NXT was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he main evented an NXT PLE event. So, I mean, he's a big name. And him being in the Rumble match, I think, will just views. Like, the video of Joe Hendry coming out at the Rumble will have so many views on social media. It's going to be insane. He'll get eliminated in, like, I bet he only lasts like 10 minutes in the Rumble match, but he can have cool stare-offs with like Seth Rollins and like other people in the Rumble match. I don't know why Seth Rollins was the first name that came to my head, but he can have a stare-off with Cena because I know he called out Cena to bully Ray, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, Joe Hendry in the Rumble match I think is a must-need. And my final fourth surprise entrant that I do think will be in the Rumble match is none other than Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder. I think it's time. It's time for Matt Cardona to come back to WWE. I don't think he's coming back as Zack Ryder. I think he'll be coming back as Matt Cardona because Zack Ryder is dead, in Matt Cardona's words. But yeah, he deserves it. He deserves it. He's done everything on the indies. I mean, he is the indie god. He's had world championship matches in TNA. He's held championships in TNA. He's had world championship matches in Ring of Honor. He's had championship matches in AEW. He's been world champion in multiple different countries, multiple different companies like GCW, and he's also just completely reinvented himself and his character. He's the deathmatch king, the indie god. How can you not love Matt Cardona? And just for him reinventing himself, because Zack Ryder was a lower tier mid card wrestler. Matt Cardona honestly could be a main eventer if built correctly. And also Chelsea Green, his wife, is also in the WWE. I think that if they pair those two up, they would have a fantastic dynamic. But Matt Cardona. If Matt Cardona does come back to the WWE, it would be huge. So I'm really hoping that WWE brings Matt Cardona back to the WWE, who I think will be in the final four of the men's Royal Rumble match. It's really hard to choose because it's between 5 people. So there's going to be an odd man out in the final four. So my final four, it's John Cena, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk. I think the odd man out is Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins gets eliminated by Roman Reigns. I think at some point, I think Seth will get eliminated by Reigns. He could also get eliminated by Punk. Punk is also a great other option for Seth to get eliminated by. But I think it's either going to be Punk or Reigns to be the one to eliminate Seth Rollins, because I don't think he will be in the final four. But hear me out with who I think will win the Rumble match. I think the winner of the men's 2025 Royal Rumble match is going to be Drew McIntyre. I said it. Drew McIntyre will be your men's 2025 Royal Rumble match winner. Call me crazy, kind of a dark horse pick, but I'm sticking to it. I think the year that Drew McIntyre had in 2024 was absolutely phenomenal. I think it is well deserved that he gets the Royal Rumble victory, and I think honestly he should go on to main event WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre could tell one of the best stories going into WrestleMania this year. Like, the history of Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre goes way back. I mean, they won a goddamn tag team championship together at one point. And, like, those are, like, the two wrestlers that, like, truly reinvented themselves and came back to WWE. And, like, became just such bigger stars. Like, they made a name, like, they were mid-card guys on WWE and got fired and then came back and started reinventing themselves on the indies and truly found themselves as a character, and then came back to WWE as these gigantic stars, and they're two of the top stars in WWE today. Now you're probably wondering, how the hell do you get John Cena, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk out of the match so Drew McIntyre wins? I think Drew is going to eliminate Cena. I don't know why I think Drew is going to eliminate Cena. I just think it makes sense. I think that CM Punk will eliminate Roman Reigns, because I do think it's going to be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And then I think the final two will be McIntyre and Punk, because, I mean, that would just be really cool to see. And then I do think that McIntyre will get the heads up on CM Punk and eliminate CM Punk to become the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble winner. I know a lot of people think that CM Punk's going to win. I know he's the favorite to win the Rumble match. I just don't want CM Punk to win the Rumble match, if I'm being honest. I think there's more of a storyline there with Roman Reigns that they could tell. I think it'd be a really good storyline as well, because Paul Heyman kind of has to choose either Roman Reigns or CM Punk. I think it'd be a really good feud. And then with John Cena, John Cena's tough, because I truly don't know who John Cena is going to wrestle at WrestleMania. I saw a lot of people saying Logan Paul, which, I mean, Logan Paul and John Cena feud would be fantastic in my opinion, because I hate how good Logan Paul is at pro wrestling. But I don't know. I don't know who Cena's going to face at WrestleMania. It could be Gunther too. Cena could win the Elimination Chamber, which could honestly happen, and then go on to face Gunther, but then I don't know what Seth Rollins is doing. So there's a lot of missing pieces for this year's WrestleMania that I just don't know how Triple H is going to place them, because there's a lot of top stars that just don't have a path to WrestleMania, like Seth Rollins, like Damian Priest, like Solo Sikoa. Like, there's a lot of stars that just don't have a path right now. And like that's definitely something that we're going to find out, like what those stars are going to do at WrestleMania, like in the road to WrestleMania, but we'll find out. But my prediction, Drew McIntyre will win the men's Royal Rumble match, go on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and honestly, I think he's going to beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. I think Drew McIntyre will be your next WWE champion. I think it'd be amazing. I think it'd be such a great moment for Drew McIntyre as well, to get his moment finally at WrestleMania. And I think he's a great foil to Cody Rhodes. So my prediction, Drew McIntyre is winning the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know your Royal Rumble predictions in the comments below. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.